getting flack from both sides. I was never white enough, Caucasian enough, white enough for the white people. I was never Desi enough for the Desi people. And Desi is a term that for Indo-Pak people.
Give me your top 3 challenges that you had, being a Muslim businesswoman, in addition to, what happened with your family, which pushed you, out there and like, okay, this is it. There is no plan B.
Yeah, no, that's the truth of it. The first of all, it did come from that. Like I had no option, right? I had no choice. It was either kind of go down this rabbit hole of feeling upset or, depressed but I just knew from a very early age. And I think those of us that to your said, you're saying that you feel driven to a degree, you feel that from an early age. You feel like, I don't fit in, right? Like, until you find your purpose or your passion or you don't fill in. And at the birth of my son was the first time I felt I belonged, right? I happen to be a biracial Muslim American. My mom was a convert, Irish descent. So it's St. Patrick's Day today for us half Irish folks. And so it was just one of those things where I never really fit in a world, whether it was full Pakistani or full. And so I always had to find my niche. And in finding my niche, the challenges that came were, of course, the microaggressions, the not being able to fit in, getting flack from both sides. I was never white enough, Caucasian enough, white enough for the white people. I was never Desi enough for the Desi people. And Desi is a term that for Indo-Pak people. So nobody really knew what to do with me. So you're having to fight that from the very beginning, trying to establish an identity and being comfortable with your identity that I don't fit in any world, but being Muslim, being spiritually Muslim as well, because you can be Muslim, but not have a spirituality. Let's be honest about that. Yeah. Like to pray and actually feel the prayers and feel like it transforms you and sets you up and moves you forward is a very different feelings than just going through the motions, right? Yes. And trying to find, and then getting the flack from the Muslim community, right? Because I don't wear hijab. So that has been a challenge and a struggle, but I'm like, yeah, I don't wear hijab, but I'm very well read and I'm very practicing and I'm very, and it's so funny because, Uzma and I, you had her on before and she is a traditional hijabi covered. And it's funny because like our personalities are totally different. She's always like, Zaiba loves everybody. I don't like it. She's a very, and having to fight the stereotype that because I don't wear hijab, that I'm less than somebody that does, even though I try to live my life as Islamically as possible. So that's been a very big challenge because of course you're getting that, those micro and macro aggressions, I would have to say, from members of both sides. And so I've had to deal with that and dealing with the challenges of, being a mom, right? And wanting to be the mom that I want to be. And I love my mother, but I always prided myself in trying to be the mother that I didn't have growing up. And that was my biggest challenge, having to learn and grow and become this person when I didn't necessarily have an example set before me, and recognizing that it still is so everything that I do, being a Muslim business owner, is to show my daughter that you can do it and you don't need anybody to support you, paving the way for other Muslim women. That's very big for me to kind of fight some of that stereotypes themselves. And if I can be an ally, let me do that. And to create this interfaith dialogue, because I do know both sides and that I am a good mediator between the two, and embracing the gifts that we have. I think that helps people go a long way in being successful.